Hello, and welcome to Week 6 of the 2024 to 2025 NFL season. First up, 49ers against the Seahawks. Brock Purdy against Geno Smith. Go Hawks. I'm taking the Seahawks over the Niners. Next up is the Jaguars versus the Bears. In London, Trevor Lawrence against Caleb Williams. Da Bears. I'm taking the Bears over the Jags. Next up is the Buccaneers versus the Saints. Baker Mayfield against Derek Carr. I'm taking the Bucs over the Saints. Next up is the Commanders against the Ravens. Jayden Daniels against Lamar Jackson. I'm going with the Washington Commanders over the Ravens. Next up is the Cardinals versus the Packers. Kyler Murray against Jordan Love. I'm taking the Packers over the Cardinals. Next up is the Colts taking on the Titans. Joe Flacco against Mason Rudolph. I'm going with the Colts over the Titans. Next up is the Texans against the Patriots. CJ Stroud against Drake May. I'm going with the Texans over the Patriots. Next up is the Browns versus the Eagles. Jameis Winston against Jalen Hurts. I hate the Philadelphia Eagles, so I am going with the Browns over the Eagles. Next up is the Chargers against the Broncos. Justin Herbert against Bo Nix. I'm going with the Broncos over the Chargers. Next up is the Steelers against the Raiders. Russell Wilson against Gardner Minshew. Go Steelers. I'm going with the Steelers over the Raiders. Up next is the Falcons versus the Panthers. Kirk Cousins against Andy Dalton. I'm going with the Falcons over the Panthers. Next up is the Lions versus the Cowboys. Jared Goff against Dak Prescott. I'm taking the Lions over the Cowboys. How about them Cowgirls? Next up is the Bengals against the Giants. Joe Burrow against Daniel Jones. I'm going with the Bengals over the Giants. And finally we got the Bills against the Jets. Josh Allen against Aaron Rodgers. I'm going with the Jets over the Bills. Recap: Seahawks, Bears, Buccaneers, Commanders, Packers, Colts, Texans, Browns, Broncos, Steelers, Falcons, Lions, Bengals, and Jets. That's all for now. That's all for this week. See you next week. End of video.